In today's lesson, we'll be focusing on the reflection process at the end of your work towards completing your final product or achieving your goal in your personal project. At this point, you've met with your project supervisor 3 times. You should be done or close to done with your final product. Today, we'll talk about how to use the reflection process to evaluate your successes and consider what you've learned. In the reflection stage of the project process, you look back on what you've done and assess what you've learned. As you finish your project, you're going to evaluate the quality of the product or outcome against your criteria. Reflect on how completing the project has extended your knowledge and understanding of both the topic and the global context, and reflect on your development as IB learners through the project. You should use the goal and criterion chart, checkpoint 4, to help you organize your ideas. Remember, you set success criteria for yourself to help you determine if you're being successful or not. If you do not have evidence of having met one of your criteria, think about how you might need to revise or adjust this, or reflect on why this happened. You will also reflect on how your knowledge of the topic has developed. Think about these questions. What did you know when you started about your area of interest? How did you expand on this knowledge through research, action, and practice? What do you still want to learn more about? You'll also think about how you have used your critical and creative thinking skills to navigate this process. If you need a reminder of these approaches to learning skills, you can find the skills framework on Canvas. One thing that you may need to think about is how you've developed your understanding of your chosen global context. You will want to think about what you explored or learned beyond the topic that you chose, and how you might have learned to transfer that into the world beyond the project. If you need a reminder about the global contexts, they're on the second page of your project proposal. They're also in the student handbook that is linked on Canvas. Finally, you want to think about your growth as an IB learner. Consider which of the 10 learner profile traits you have shown the most growth on. Ask yourself, how can you tie the specific learner profile traits to particular actions you took in the process? And finally, prioritize depth over number. Choose 2 or 3 traits and reflect on them in depth. If you need a reminder of the traits, you can click on the link in the instructional slides. At this point in the process, your priority should be first to finish your product, and second, to do all of the structured reflections. These will make it much easier to do the final report on your project. Projects are due on March 19th. The next 2 lessons will address the structure of the report and how to assemble extracts from your process journal in order to demonstrate your learning. The report is a compilation of the 4 structured reflections you've already done, but you will need to revise and expand it to tell the full story of your project. You're almost done. Keep up the good work.